Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters, where I am still too scared to go anywhere near the source of the bloom on the derelict Eldar craft world, but I have at least remembered to equip the grenades on Purgator Thule, and I just have enough time before the current sector outbreak timer expires to reach one final bloom outbreak and deal with it. Which hopefully means that when the next Grandmaster's report is due, Grandmaster Kai will be very pleased with me for dealing with 2 out of the 3 potential bloom outbreaks. And then, good news, right before I arrive at the next mission, the warp drive upgrade is complete. The ship is now travelling 20% faster. This is something that I really should have done a lot earlier, but hey, better late than never. This now means that I will be much more capable of responding to multiple outbreaks within each outbreak timer. This does of course mean that the troops are going to be subject to more combat, which also of course means potentially a lot more injuries, so I may need to focus on starting to build up a B team as well, but while I would love nothing more than to upgrade the warp drive even further, given the ship a 40% boost to its speed, the ship's hull is basically buggered due to an unfortunate encounter with a warp storm earlier, and if the ship takes any further damage, it's game over. So tempting though it is to upgrade the warp drive again, we're going to have to repair the hull. And with that done, or at least underway, it's onward to victory. Right, win the mission with only 3 knights for the Glorious Deed and 3 bonus requisition points. With a threat level of 4, you must be kidding. Although this system does have my Prognosticar bonus, so while it is an actual threat level of 4, it's an effective threat level of 2. So, no. Nah, sorry, that's not going to happen. Anyway, here we are. Right, Grandmaster's report is due in 15 days. Let's take a look at intelligence. Mutation level is moderate. The warp surge risk is only 20% per turn, reduced by 5% thanks to our Prognosticar bonus. Any warp surges on this mission are more likely to generate afflictions to affect our knights rather than generate beneficial mutations for the enemy, and the only enemy unit type identified are more of those blight haulers. There are potentially up to 3 enemy reinforcement waves. Ooh, a rank 3 interceptor. Armory access on successful mission completion. Yeah. I mean, they're all just tier 1 rewards. With the Grandmaster's report due, I can upgrade my armory access and start getting tier 2 or potentially even tier 3 rewards, so I might just be better off saving the requisition points for that. The Glorious Deed can kiss my ass. I am not doing this mission with just 3 knights. It is a bloom spawn mission, and bloom spawns can be pretty nasty, so yeah, no. Let's assemble a full squad of 4. Everybody is fit and ready for action. I did still get worried about that empty slot on Purgator Thule, thinking that I had once again forgotten to equip the grenades, but that slot is for his melee weapon, and he's using a 2-handed heavy weapon, which is why the slot appears empty on the squad selection screen, so I don't really need to worry about this. He definitely has the grenades equipped. Yep, there they are. Still, I've forgotten to equip the grenades on him often enough that it doesn't hurt to double, triple or quadruple check. He definitely has his grenades. And with that checked, everyone is online, looking good, eager to kill the mutant, burn the heretic and purge the unclean. Have you noticed how people who are unfamiliar with the Warhammer universe think that the Space Marines are the good guys? Oh, you sweet innocent children. There are no good guys in the Warhammer 40,000 universe.
I recognize this place. Abraxius. A showcase for the worst the Ministorum has on offer. It was not long ago I executed the governor and his entire staff for heresy.
And yet the bloom has found the means to insinuate itself and fester. We must destroy its source below.
Okay, the team is inserted. We have 2 bloom spawns to deal with. Let's take a quick look. There's one over there. It's almost certainly got a patrol near it. They both will have. There's one over there as well. But we won't see the patrol until we get a little closer. So,
Standing ready.
as usual, let's just start moving the boys up until we make initial contact.
Yes, sir.
And sure enough, there is a patrol guarding that first bloom spawn, and another patrol has been spotted just to the north. Although it's far enough away that it shouldn't get involved when I attack this first bloom spawn. So, warp surge rises to 40%.
I am here to serve.
Apothecary Han at the back. It would probably be a good idea to move him up and initiate contact with him, because he's the furthest back and would therefore have to waste the most action points out of the rest of the team in order to actually get up and engage. I'm moving up to here just now though.
Your orders?
I want to see how close I can get everybody before we spot either the patrol or the blue spawn.
Command.
I am taking a slight risk here. There is a bit of a gap now between Intercept the Storm and the rest of the squad, but he's my melee specialist. He needs to be as far forward as possible. So it looks like we've got a whole bunch of cultists, poxwalkers, one bloated poxwalker, and a plague priest. And a chaos gate is opening.
Commander.
Oh, right down there.
We've made
Right
contact
next to a
with the
plasma
enemy.
cell. Well, that could be useful. Right. Anyway, first things first, there is one Poxer seed over there. One of the cultists. Is it within range of the extractor servo skull? Let's find out. See if we can get that seed extracted before we kill this guy. Nope. It looks like he's in range, but he's actually not. Okay. Let's think about this. What's the best way to handle this? Purgator Fool. He's got the silencer now and has a range of 21 squares. But I'd like to use that scattershot ability, and that only has a range of 7. But it does absolutely shred everything caught in its limited range firing cone. Can upgrade the range later to 10 squares, but that's not an option right now. What's going to happen if I shoot this crane? It's right next to a whole bunch of enemies. Let's find out. Oh, it's just going to drop the crane over that gap. Well, that's no use to me. There are no enemies there. Okay, well, it's worth checking out. Okay, so back to square one. What can I do with Interceptor Storm? Let's see what he can do with his teleport strike. So, I can teleport and hit that guy, but of course, every time you attack somebody with a teleport strike, it reduces the range of the teleport strike, which means that I'd only get 2 of them. I'd kill them both outright, but it's still only 2 of them. Alright, let's try somebody else first. Purgator Fool. Let's see how many of them I can take out with his scatter shot. So that's as far up as I can move him. I still have 1 action point remaining. And the scatter shot will only hit 2 of them. Bugger. That's going to expend all of his ammo as well, so we won't be able to do anything else. But a grenade would kill 2 and seriously injure another 2, as well as knock them back into the bloom spawn. Can I get more than 4? No, it looks like 4's my limit. Oh wait, no, I can actually get 5. Alright, we're doing that. Oh, the blast took the crane out as well, which didn't do anything to anybody.
The darkness.
Right, Intercept the Storm. I think I'm going to send Justicar Islanthus down to deal with that warp gate.
Your orders.
Because he'd be able to move up and get 1 shot off, and that's not really going to be much use to anybody. So I think sending him down here, put him into cover, and get ready to deal with whatever comes through that warp gate. Apothecary Han still at the back. Is that the bloated poxwalker it is? This is the guy who explodes in a pestilential explosion when you kill him, unless you can disable it with a crit. Let's see what we can actually do with Apothecary Han, just in order to try to thin some of the numbers out before we send Intercept the Storm in. No, Islanthus is probably fine down there by himself. Oh, speaking of Islanthus, he does still have an action point left, so I'll set up Overwatch with his Storm Bolter on that warp gate. Ready to give whatever comes through it. the good news. Then, and this is a bit of a tactical error, well actually there's no a bit about it, this was a serious tactical error. Ignoring my own advice about what to do with Apothecary Han, I instead move Interceptor Storm down to back up Islanders, and he really doesn't need it. I need Storm over here. The only one I can actually now reach with the teleport strike is the cultist with the Poxus Seed, which is going to kill him and not extract the Poxus Seed. I'll finish off the teleport strike by jumping back up to this platform and gunning down the bloated Poxwalker. Intercept the Storm recovers the action point, because there's a 50% chance of doing that anytime he uses a teleport ability. He also gets the willpower back for killing both the bloated Poxwalker and the mutated cultist. Now, I move the Apothecary Han up, and with just one action point left, there's not actually a huge amount that he can do. He would have probably been able to take out the bloated Poxwalker with his own Storm Bolter, leaving Interceptor Storm free to either engage the Bloom Spawn or that lone surviving cultist down on the platform below. But, well, I screwed it up, didn't I? Han could reach the Bloom Spawn with a grenade, but he certainly can't shoot it from where he is. Bearing in mind that Interceptor Storm's ass is now hanging out in the breeze and he does not have Terminator armour, I move Apothecary Han up in the hope of drawing some fire from Interceptor Storm. Storm manages to parry the first melee attack made against him, and the mutated Poxwalker immediately resurrects all of the dead enemies into lesser Poxwalkers. The cultist with the autogun to the left does as I'd hoped he was going to do and shoots at Apothecary Han instead of Interceptor Storm, but he has a mutation that causes his attacks to drain willpower from his targets. Storm takes some hits anyway from the cultist on the lower level down by the stairs, who I was sure didn't actually have line of sight, but it turns out he did, and the Plague Priest gives everybody some bonus armour. Well, shit. And then does something nasty. And here comes the reinforcements to the Chaos Gate. One Poxwalker and a Death Guard Plague Marine. Actually, quite a few Poxwalkers and a Death Guard Plague Marine, one of whom gets killed by Islanders' Overwatch. Right, my turn. Warp Surge is up to 75%. Let's finish these guys off with Islanders first. We're going to shoot that Plasma Cell, that'll take care of the two Poxwalkers, which is exactly what I was hoping. That just leaves the Death Guard Plague Marine. So, I'm going to hit him with a Hammer Hand attack, which will boost my crit chance by 100%. Armor Pierce, Stun, or Disable his ranged weapon. Well, the Armor Piercing attack isn't going to kill him, and I'm only going to get the one attack, so I'll go ahead and disable his ranged weapon. Now, Intercept the Storm. He is covered by Overwatch, so he's going to have to teleport out of this. Where am I going to teleport to? Actually, we'll come back to that. Purgator Fool.
Advancing.
Let's finally get some use out of the... Oh, yeah, the Shred attack will work, but it will also hurt both Interceptor Storm and Apothecary Han. So I'm going to have to do something with these guys first.
Yes, Commander.
And I think it's going to be the teleport over here. Do I get the action point back? I do. And he's going to deal with the guy keeping everybody else pinned down with the Overwatch. Now I need to move Apothecary Han out of there. Do I? I can still do the teleport strike. One action point and 3 willpower. So, that won't kill him, but it will hurt. I can finish off with melee, because I do still have one action point. Right. Now, Apothecary Han. He's going to have to deal with this guy, otherwise he'll suffer a reaction attack as he moves out of melee range. And now I'm going to move him right up and start hammering on this Plague Priest. Now, I finally get to use the Shred attack, and again it's only going to kill 2 of them. Actually, is it worth it? Because that's going to deplete all of the ammo, and they are just lesser Poxwalkers. It's probably best if I just shoot them, because then you'll still have ammunition left over, and won't have to waste them actually reloading.
It is finished.
Get the second one. Easy.
No demon shall
And now it's
avoid
the
his
enemy
fate.
turn. So, with no ranged weapon and only one arm, the Plague Marine's options are strictly limited. He can't cover Iolanthus with Overwatch anymore because his gun's lying on the ground. The Plague Priest, who is a bit of a bastard, targets Storm and disables his melee. Fantastic. Oh, there's the patrol. It's getting uncomfortably close. I'll have to watch Iolanthus. In fact, oh wait, here we go. Warp Surge, Miasma of Frailty. So that's basically cut Iolanthus off from the rest of the squad. Thul's up first, but no, I think we need to have Iolanthus finish off this Death Guard Plague Marine. I do get a lucky crit. I think we'll just go for the stun. Because we're about to carve through his armour anyway, and the armour-piercing attack wouldn't have killed him. And he is now stunned. This is good. So we can execute him and give everybody a bonus action point. The first thing I'm going to do with that bonus action point is get Iolanthus as far away from that patrol as he can possibly get without walking through that Miasma of Frailty. We really do not want to drag the patrol in as well. Right. Purgator Thule. Shoot this son of a bitch. Gonna get all 3 shots. Wow, it's got a ton of armour. And again, I think we may have to reload at the end of this, but he's used all 3 of his actions anyway. Oh, wait, no, he got a bonus action, didn't he, from Iolanthus' execute, so he's now reloaded. Apothecary Harm. This thing has a ton of armor. Oh wait, no, that's the growth, not the growth. The Plague Priest. I don't care about the growth. Yeah, there are all kinds of nasty things this guy can do. Best we kill him quickly then, before he does any of those nasty things. So Apothecary Harm. The problem here is it's really easy to click on the Malignant Growth instead of the Plague Priest because they're all standing so close to each other. Jingles, what are you doing? No, not the Malignant Growth. Oh my lord. Right. The only thing Storm can do, because his melee's been disabled, is shoot the Priest. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll do this 3 times. I'm pretty sure he hasn't actually fired a Storm Bolt yet. Oh wait, no, he's only got 1 shot left. Oh, he's got a bonus action, so we'll get a reload. That's fine. This is not a problem.
Reload required.
Now he has to reload, but he should still have 1 action. And can shoot him again. Yeah, it's not going to kill him, unfortunately. I would have liked to have killed him with Intercept the Storm and recover some of his willpower. But it's going to have to be Apothecary Harm. Oh my god, I've hit the... No, hit the Priest! Okay, the Priest is down. Now I can finish off the growths. Unfortunately, I'm only getting 1 point of experience and no willpower recovery for this, which is a bit of a disappointment. So it doesn't really matter too much who does the killing. I'll do it with Intercept the Storm anyway. 1 to go. And there is a Poxer Seed in the corner that I should pick up before we're done. I think that's Storm's actions. We're going to have to finish it off with Apothecary Harm anyway. Right. So, we are now out of combat? Yes. But there is a Poxer Seed over here. There it is, just waiting to be picked up. So I'll send Apothecary Harm over to grab that. And while he's doing that, for science, I need to take care of Iolanthus. Because he's in Terminator armor, I can't just climb up to the same level as everybody else. And I really don't want to walk him through that zone of whatever the hell it is, because that would be nasty. But I should be able to walk him past this Ministorium wall without alerting the patrol, because there's a wall between me and the patrol. And there's another patrol over there. Okay, 2 patrols. And the bloom spawns in that direction too. So, immediate objective, get the squad together again. And then somehow this patrol sees Iolanthus through a solid wall and 2 stacks of packing crates. Really? Yes. Really. The Blight Hauler then unleashes its rocket launcher and completely demolishes the building. And now I've got Iolanthus in combat with a patrol of 2 cultists and a Blight Hauler with the rest of the squad strung out all over the level, and God only knows which direction that patrol is going. So, I guess I'm going to burn the Infinity Gate stratagem and teleport the entire squad into combat with this patrol. Now, you can only teleport to an area that's in line of sight. So it needs to be something that's in Iolanthus' line of sight, and I guess that is just about perfect. That Blight Hauler is about to have a really, really bad day. Although first, because the other 2 members of the patrol, the cultists, are also seed carriers. Who has my extractor servo skulls? Not Interceptor Storm. There we go. Purgator Thule. We're going to have that Poxer seat. This doesn't cost an action. Basically an automatic extraction.
Another seed.
And unfortunately it's only 1 use per turn. Do I have another one? I do. Iolanthus has one. We will also have that Poxer seed. Make up for the one that I failed to extract earlier by killing the cultist carrying it with a teleport strike. Right, speaking of... let's see. Oh, I don't have line of sight. I'd like to just blast that plasma cell, and it probably wouldn't kill the mutated cultist. He does have 2 points of armor. What about this guy? No, he's also hunkered down and out of line of sight as well. And I don't really want to get too close to him, because there is another patrol, and apparently the patrols can now detect me through walls. So, Iolanthus. Let's go for the Hammerhand strike, I think. Guaranteed crit. Remember, Iolanthus' use of willpower does not advance the warp meter. Well, it's not a guaranteed crit, it's plus 100% crit chance, which sounds like a guaranteed crit until you realise that certain enemies can have abilities or mutations that reduce your chance of scoring a crit. But that was a crit. Just going to hit it again. Full strike. Iolanthus is down to 7 willpower. Does he need to force strike? I don't think he does.
The pain will set you free.
Yeah, it's down to very, very low health. That's the thing about the Blight Wars. They've got a ton of armour, but they only actually have 5 hit points. Purgator Fool, you're going to shoot that plasma cell. That's also destroyed all of the drums. Thankfully, they weren't full of flammable materials. That could have been embarrassing. Apothecary Horn, just shoot this guy. Thank you.
Get up!
And shoot the Blight Hauler. That just leaves the cultist hunkered down behind the crate over there. Easy meat for Interceptor Storm. Where is that other patrol though? Oh well, if it's not close enough for me to detect it, then it shouldn't be close enough to be alerted when I run Storm over here and carve this guy's face off. It's only going to take 2 strikes. Ah, that was his last action point. Oh, great. Oh well. On the bright side, when he tries to run away, Storm carves him down in a reaction attack. We didn't alert the second patrol. This is such good news. I'm just having a quick look around, seeing if I missed any Poxer seeds lying around waiting to be picked up. I don't think I did. It's time to move up, engage and clear out the final bloom spawn and complete this mission. So I've moved up just about as close as I possibly can without triggering the encounter. And oh, would you look at that statue, which can be shot and is definitely in range of both the bloom spawn and the patrol, although the patrol is probably going to scatter as soon as I spot it and may not end up being hit by the environmental damage when I shoot that statue down. Here they are, same as before, Plague Priest, bloated Poxwalker, bunch of Poxwalkers, 1 reinforcement gate opening. Right, Purgator Fool, with your Fancy new silencer. Would you please shoot that statue for me? And oh, baby, look at that.
We bring death.
Oh, yeah. Timber! Gotcha. Notice that does armor piercing damage as well. It went right through the Plague Priest's armor. This does, of course, mean I'll still have to, unless I can use armor piercing attacks, I'll still have to beat the Plague Priest's armor down. But hey, damage is
I
damage.
claim the seed.
Extract the Poxus seed, of which there is but one, and I have a cunning plan. I'm going to move Purgator Thule down to here, which is going to expend all of his action points. Oh, there's the other patrol. That's alright, it's far enough away that it shouldn't be a problem. Why are you moving Purgator Thule all the way down there, Jingles? He can't do anything with no action points. Well, he can if I use the Quicksilver stratagem to give him another 2. And he should now be in range.
What is
If I
your
select him
will?
again. Yep. The scatter shot. Now this will of course expend all of his ammunition,
Once.
but it's gonna really do some damage. Which is nice. Now stripped all of the armour off the Plague Priest, and yes, his silencer is now out of ammo, but he still has grenades. And he's in excellent cover from the other 2 remaining cultists, which he will not need to worry about if we kill this Plague Priest. Now this isn't going to kill the Plague Priest, but it's going to give him a nasty headache. And now he is out of action points. Although I could just get Justicar Iolanthus to use Honour the Chapter on him and give him an additional 2 or 3 if I walk charge it. Or I could just run Iolanthus up to the balcony and kill the Plague Priest
That
through
was
here.
the last of the wretched filth. Well done, Commander.
Terminated.
Job done. I didn't even have to finish off the 2 remaining cultists. Unfortunately, despite their praiseworthy performance, I mean it wasn't a perfect mission, but it was pretty good. It just wasn't enough to earn promotions for any of the boys, and that makes me sad. There is still one further bloom outbreak, but it's only threat level 2, it's on the other side of the sector, and in the time remaining, even with the upgraded warp drives, I am never going to make it there in time. There's that Eldar craft world teasing me. Look at that. Danger level extreme. Nope. No, instead I am once again just going to wait for the repairs to be complete, park the ship in the middle of the sector so I'm better able to respond to any fresh outbreaks, which I will proceed to stomp upon with great vengeance and righteous fury in order to listen to Grandmaster Kai telling me what a good boy I've been at the next Grandmaster's report, which is now due in about a week. All of that coming up in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and as always, be pure, be vigilant, behave.